All right. So the last and final topic that I'm here to talk about um is about this controversy going on with the Palladian project. Now, if you don't know who the Palladian project is, neither do I. Or at least not much. I guess it's some dude who does OnlyFans type videos with people within the furry community. Uh, he goes around having sex with a bunch of furries, I guess. Um, yeah, stuff that I'm not interested in. Um, but I'm talking about this situation here. It was brought to my attention because I follow this person who actually covered this situation. Her name is the Dadvocate. For those who don't know or may know, you may be familiar with that name. Um, I typically follow her stuff. I don't watch everything she posts, but I am a subscriber of her YouTube channel and I do watch things from time to time. And this was one of those times where I did watch the full video that she did, full breakdown. I'm not gonna play it here because I honestly don't want my phone is charging, so don't want to get up and have to get it and all this other stuff. But also, um, like copyright things or whatever the case is, I just don't feel like going through all of that hassle or whatever the case is. Although I've played other people's videos on here before and then did the whole stop and respond thing. I've done that before a few times on here and never gotten in trouble. But this time I'm going based off of memory and based off of just my thoughts in general because I want to share my thoughts in this situation because someone's beeping outside, but no, but because um a lot of what the advocate was saying, and I don't know this woman's real name. I'm not a big fan of her like that to know her first name or real name or whatever the case is, but a lot of her content um is her opinion, obviously. Um, so within this video is no different. She is sharing her thoughts about certain things. There are certain things she said that I agree with, and then certain things I disagreed with as far as this coverage goes. I'm going to break it down the simplest way. I'm based off of memory from when I first saw this video and heard about this situation. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, or at least I believe is the perceived beginning. Don't remember the guy's name, but he's a part of something called the Palladian Project. Like I said, this is supposed to be some type of, furry sex thing, right? Or, within the furry community, they're doing a lot of, yeah, I guess there's sex going on behind the scenes, but on screen, they're just, they're doing whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I guess he's like a director in this lane or some type of content creator within this lane. I don't think he dresses up himself as like a furry animal or as a furry. I don't think he's a furry himself, but he's associated somehow with this entire realm. Um, he is in a relationship. He's in one of those weird monogamous polyamorous relationships, which pretty much means that only one individual within the relationship is monogamous and the other one is out being a hoe. Yep, I'm just gonna keep it real and real funky. This situation is real disgusting and nasty work is happening all throughout this situation. And nasty accusations and just nasty work. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna turn the light up, but also, um, I'm gonna say some things that may seem insensitive because I just feel like going in raw. Pause. But that's just what it is. You know. So I think I've waited long enough to start cursing, so I can start. saying darn and all that other stuff. But no, um, this guy, he finds himself in the middle of a scandal within this realm, and he is being accused of rape, sexual assault of, I believe, two women have came out. One in particular who, um this guy, from watching the Advocates video, this guy seems real. I'm not gonna choose sides, but he seems like he got his affairs in order in a sense that he's got all the evidence to actually prove that he's not guilty of what he's being accused of. From what the evidence that he provided, from what I remember when I watched the video. He's got text messages that are very consensual, that are not doctored, talk, doc, messed up text messages that made it seem as though that he was actually being a creep, or made it seem as though that he was that he had ill intent. And the actual text messages that he has prove that both parties that are accusing him of foul play were actually consensual beings who wanted whatever they did sexually, they wanted it and they okayed it. And in fact, one of the women, the one who's going the hardest with these accusations, um, there's literally text messages of her pretty much saying to him how much she wants more. She enjoyed what they did so much that she wanted more. This is coming from the heels of her saying that he raped her. We're not gonna say grape. We're not gonna say essay. Yeah, this ain't no Mexican gang essay. No, but no, like we not saying all of that because YouTube or TikTok or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? They shut it down. I still got the video file. I uploaded it somewhere. Still got the audio file. I still got files. You know what I'm saying? So I got other places to put this stuff up. My points are going to be made. But this woman claims she was raped by Mr. Paladin, and yet there's text messages of her saying how much she enjoyed their experience, how much she wants more, how much she's looking forward to more of that Palladian D. You know what I'm saying? Not to make light of the situation, but he's got the evidence to say, yo, you this is what you said to me. You know what I'm saying? And now, simply because I won't leave my girlfriend for you, you're now screaming rape. And this is where the disgusting parts come in. Like I said, this guy is in a monogamous polyamorous relationship where he's the one who's stepping out, and the woman that he is with is okay, in quotation marks, but okay with him stepping out and having as many sexual partners outside of the relationship as possible, but she's only sexually active to him, right? So it's looking like with this situation, with this first woman who came out, it's looking like that she wants Mr. Palladian, and that's probably not his name, but don't know his name or don't remember his name, so that's why I'm calling him. I'm referring to him as Mr. Palladian. But from the text messages and then from what his actual girlfriend stated that this woman has said to her, it seems as though this woman wants Mr. Palladian all to herself. The girlfriend made statements about how she met this woman at a party. She's met her like once or twice, and the first time she saw her, the girl made these weren't even hints, but these were like a strong comments about how she was going to take her man, essentially. How she was pretty much made comments like he's not going to be your man for long, or he's going to be with me. You know what I'm saying? Like she's made these comments the first time she ever saw her, and she said there was some other time that involved another woman where she made comments to another woman about how this man is going to be belong to her, right? So two separate instances where the girlfriend of Mr. Palladian was around, and this girl who had sex with Mr. Palladian and enjoyed it so much that not only did she want more sex, but she actually wanted Palladian for herself. She's now making comments and thumbs up, like the video is telling you. She is now making comments in front of Palladian's girlfriend or wife, fiance, whoever she is to him, and saying, "Hey, I think just girlfriend," because he made comments about how um they were talking about marriage some at some point in time, and he was just like, "Nah, marriage is not my thing. But if I were to marry somebody, it would simply just be with the girl that I'm with right now. It would not be with any of these girls that I'm giving just random dick to. It'd actually be to her." That obviously pissed off the other women that he's had sex with. And people aren't gonna like these comments that I make, or they're gonna feel however they want to feel about it. But I think that this is a case where a man gave good dick to some women and they got dickmatized. A lot of people think stuff like that doesn't happen. For one reason, it's never happened to them. So they never had really good sex or great enough sex to the point where they damn near fell in love with the individual they was getting the sex to, whether it be sex, whether it be dick, pussy, bussy, mouth, all whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever floats your boat, whatever gets your rocks off, giving you the Trump hands, but no, whatever floats your boat, whether it's both or either or whatever the case, there are situations to where, you know, people end up going crazy after getting a piece or getting some from somebody that they now feel like, oh, this stuff is so good, or this individual was so good to me that I want them all to myself, even if they're with somebody else. I don't know who this Mr. Palladian guy is, other than from what I saw from the video from the Davocate once again. And to be nice, since I've already shouted her out a couple of times, I will leave her video in the description box below. And you can obviously weigh the differences between her coverage and my coverage, because she was taking the stance of she didn't want to take a side. I'm not going to say that I believe Mr. Palladian, but I definitely don't believe these women. And this is not man versus female. This is none of that. This is, I see this situation for what I believe it to be the case. These women had sex with this man. They enjoyed their experience with this man so much so that they wanted him for themselves. When he made it clear that, nah, we just gonna be effing, they got upset. They felt foolish. And when not all women, not all white women, but when white women get to feeling like fools, they somehow rationalize in their mind that it's okay to then accuse a man of something he did not do within the bedroom, which is rape, and say, no, I didn't want to have sex with him. It was forced upon me. I was under the influence of stuff. Now, this is why I personally don't drink or smoke, but also personally why I choose not to deal with anybody who's under the influence of anything when it comes down to sex. Not even if I'm in a relationship with them. There have been girlfriends in the past that came home drunk after having a good old time with their girls and wanted some, and I was like, no, because whether we together or not, you wake up the next morning talking about I'm hurting, or I don't remember doing it. I don't. Why am I naked? Why are my panties off? Why am I this? Why am I that? Why? It's my word against hers. I can say, babe, you came home and you was feeling horny, and I was, you know what I'm saying, you was looking good in that dress, and boom, we got it on. It was consensual. You said you wanted it. If she says she has no recollection at all of coming home and grabbing my junk and well, I wouldn't even call it junk. Let's call it what it is. Or yeah, I'm sorry, but she has no recollection of coming home and groping up on me and kissing up on me, and then we taking it to the bedroom. If she says she has no recollection of doing that, it's my word against hers. Unless we have cameras in our house where it's filming everything and it shows that she comes home and then she's ripping my shirt off and she's whatever the case is. But even then, that's like extreme. Because what if those cameras don't have audio? If the cameras don't have audio, she can say, well, I said no. There's no telling whether she said no or yes. Well, I didn't say no, but I didn't necessarily say yes either. It is just weird to have cameras all in your house, in your bedroom like that. If you not about the Palladian stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that's just me. But to go back to what I was saying, yes, I'm not gonna paint this dude out to be the perfect dude. Um, but I don't think he's guilty of rape. I think his problem is people ain't going like this and think I'm being silly with this, but I'm actually being serious. You gave good dick to the wrong women. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happens when y'all want to be out here willy-nilly just giving dick to anybody. I know I've had to learn this a long time myself, but you can't just be giving dick out, good dick especially, but dick out to just everybody. Folks out here are crazy. Now you got these furry folks, and yes, I'm judging the heck out of y'all. Y'all are it's something weird about y'all. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. There's something weird about y'all. So honestly, I am not surprised that you got some crazies within this community who think that fucking in the furry costume is so fun, but also accusing people of doing things like rape is also a good idea as well. You can't put those things two to two together, but you can put crazy and crazy together, and well, you can put weird and crazy. Let me put it that way. I wouldn't say fucking in furry costumes is crazy, but it's weird. And sometimes weird and crazy mesh together. So because of that doesn't mean that everybody within the furry community is guilty of doing what I believe these women are. It also doesn't mean that every man within this community, whether he is a director of furry films or producer of furry films or whatever the case is within the furry business, it does not mean that he can't be guilty of doing stuff like a Harvey Weinstein, doing stuff like a P. Diddy, doing stuff like a Jeffrey Epstein, and all the Dan Schneider. It doesn't mean he can't be guilty of it. But from what I was seeing from the report, again, which the same report that I saw, you can see yourself by clicking the video link in the description box below. I will have it as, the Dadvocate's video, something to that effect. It will have her name in it. So go there, watch that video. That's the same exact video that I'm referencing here. You can go check that out for yourself and make your own mind up. But from what I remember, it just seemed as though that it was women who one wanted to jump on the bandwagon. It was some women that was jumping on it that had zero business at all. They did the weird social media thing where you can be associated with, you could cross paths with somebody the slightest meeting, like you just walked down the street with somebody and you made it seem as though it was a totally, like it was bigger than it really was. That's a lot, especially on TikTok. But a lot of that happens on social media. There was a bunch of women who are accusing this man of doing something when they ain't doing nothing with this man other than cross the street, figuratively speaking. their text conversation seemed so freaking like insignificant to anything. It was clear that these women were just reaching for social media fame and or just attention grabbing. It was clear. But then you had women who were heavily involved in this situation, but not heavily involved because they're actually victims of, or I would truly believe that they're victims of anything heinous. Getting your heart broken because you had sex with this guy and you thought he liked you, or you thought he was going to end up leaving his girlfriend for you, or you wanted him to like you like that, or you wanted him to leave his relationship for you. These things are not seen in the same vein as rape. These things are not heinous compared to accusing somebody of sexual assault and rape. You got your hopes up thinking because he gave you the best dick you've ever had in your furry life that then his wife or his girlfriend, that you were able to just take him away from her because obviously he's having sex with, other women. So I'm pretty sure other women are like, oh, then I don't think he's committed to her. Even though he said in the text message and conversations with these women, listen, I ain't gonna marry none of y'all. I ain't gonna get married, period. But if I were to get married, it'd be with this woman who's been with me through thick and thin, who's let me out here digging down all these. I'd marry her. You know what I'm saying? That's his words. That's what he's saying. That's not how I would move, but that's what Mr. Paladin has it pretty much said. This is pretty much a case of jealousy and um when giving good dick to the wrong person goes when good sex goes wrong or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it seems as though it's jokey, like, oh, that's this you're not taking this serious. I'm dead serious when I say that. Like that stuff happens. That stuff definitely does happen. You might not be privy to it. You might not want to admit to it. You might not want to believe to it. Let me just say it. But stuff like that happens. People get hooked to individuals. And this is why folks always say, sex is just, it's much deeper than just two people physically getting their rocks off. Like there's a deeper connection. Whether you want to believe it or not, there's truth to that. Whether you wanted a deeper connection with the individual or not, sex is one of those things where it's gonna happen. One person is going to get in their feelings about it. Especially the more y'all have it, the more they enjoy it. The more time y'all spend together. Somebody, if not both parties, are going to get their feelings involved. And this situation proves that to be true. It just so happens the man, Mr. Palladian, he's treating it as what he's treating it as. I'm going around fucking all these furries. And meanwhile, they're catching feelings. And because they can't have me, they're taking up this mantle of if I can't have them, no one can. So guess what? I'm going to get him locked up. I'm going to get it so that the woman that he's with right now will not be able to be with him because if I can't have him to myself, no one can. It's sick. It's sick. I don't care how you felt after the sexual encounters with dude. I don't care what type of feelings you caught. That does not excuse that type of behavior at all. You know? And that's exactly what's going on here. I strongly believe that's what's going on here. People got in their feelings, and now they're accusing him of rape. People are just looking for attention. So they're accusing him of something that they didn't. Like I said, it was their conversation was just we passed each other in the street one day. We locked eyes and everything, but that was it. Really? Is that worth blowing up? Is that worth getting inserting yourself into this drama? No, it's not. But people will do these things for attention. You don't have to want to believe that for it to be true. There's other examples outside of this Palladium project situation that prove everything that I've said to be true. Sex can get people hooked to the point where they start to get jealous and envious and start to make dumb decisions. People will cross you by the street and make it and blow it into a bigger situation than it really is. And giving good sex to the wrong individual can be deadly. So you might as well be monogamous with that one individual that is willing to let you be polygamous with a bunch of crazies. Because at least when you do that, there's a lesser chance that that woman or that person, thumbs up. Hopefully, it's not a lesser chance that they thumbs up, but no, it's a lesser chance that they're going to accuse you of some stuff than these individuals who are jealous of what that individual has and they want to take that away from them. I'm not too keen on who's telling the truth here, there, and all that. But again, the girlfriend spoke out. The girlfriend said, "Hey, this woman who's accusing him of sexual assault, she's a liar. She's upset because my man don't want her. She's made comments to me twice how she's going to steal my man from me. And he's made it clear to her that he doesn't want her in that way. And now she's upset because she's looking foolish. This stuff happens. Just because it's, oh my God, I don't want to believe women get down like that. Women get down like that, especially the white ones. You don't have to want to believe something for it to be true. Don't be mad at the truth. Be mad at the people for making it the truth. Don't be mad at the individual telling you the truth. Be mad at the people responsible for these things being true in the first place. I wish the things that I said in this was just the dumbest shit that you've ever heard in your life. Like it was just so unheard of that you're like, Ernest, you was a dumbass this episode. I really wish that was the case. But I got something to tell you before I go. It's not the case. Anyways, this has been another episode of the Ernest Thoughts Podcast with your host Ernest, or you love Ernest. I'm gonna get off now, and then I'm gonna finish doing whatever else I had to do. The boring work. This was the fun work. Now I gotta finish some boring work. But yeah, I'm not gonna do the regular outro, so I'm gonna just leave y'all with a peace out, and y'all take care. All right.